to the Prophecy Club. We're going to talk about what is coming for October, November, December, January, February, and March, up to March 2021, based upon Dana Coverstone's dreams. Sometimes we get so wound up in seeing the little things, we need to back up and see an overview. So that's what I'm doing today, an overview of October through March, according to what Dana Coverstone was told. Why? Because I'm calling for all of the Christians out there to come once again to a solemn October assembly. Solemn October assembly, October 31st, 2020. That is the Devil's Day. That is the most evil day of the year. And I'm calling all of our people out there together once again for a 12-hour fast and prayer in McAllen, Texas. Saturday morning, 6 a.m., be in your seats by 7:30. Bring your shofars because we're going to blow them at 8 a.m. It concludes that evening at 8 p.m. That's Saturday, October 31st, Solemn October Assembly, McAllen, Texas. Read all of the details once again at watchmanstrumpet.com. Watchmanstrumpet.com. You do need to go there to register. So here's what Coverstone was told is coming for October, as in this month. Now, again, we're going to try to pray in all of this away. And I'm praying, as you are, that this is not going to come. But at this point, we do not know how much our prayers have been heard. Have we reached enough to where this is not going to come? I'm going to say obviously not. Why? Because Saturday morning of this solemn September assembly, the Lord told Leslie we need to do this again before the election. Well, sure enough, a pastor that I've been talking to out of the McAllen, Texas area came up and invited us to come down on Halloween to do the same assembly prayer. So we're going. So let's back up to October. Now this is a quick overview of what Pastor Dana Coverstone was told that is coming for October. He says, I saw October come up, November appeared, finger unlined November 3 times. But instead of tapping it, I saw a fist ball up and hit the calendar. The calendar exploded into the wall, and the visions started. He said, I saw even more intense chaos, armed protesters fighting in the streets, hitting one another, gunfire, constant gunfire, people hiding in their homes. In other words, are you ready this month to have to hide in your homes because it's not safe to go outside of your homes? If you're not, you need to get ready. With lights out, gun in hand, looking back to check on their families. Then let's skip to the next one. I saw October. I saw a finger appear and point to the second week of October, drag it through to the third week, covered the second and third week of October, and pointed, here it is, to October 31st, that's Halloween, held it in that position and tapped it there 3 times. That's why I'm calling. Yes, I know you just went to one of these meetings, but brothers and sisters, if we don't want to lose our nation, I think God is telling us we need to do it again. He's confirmed it to me and Leslie, both through anointing every time. I know He is calling us to do this again. We have to set aside what we want, and we have to go and save our nation. That's bottom line. That's what it's really saying. He said, then I saw a rock fly out of the sky and land in a large pond. That may be that meteor that we've been warned about. Then the second week of October, I saw wicks on the heads of a lot of the federally elected officials. And I'm going to skip all of that. But he said, I saw the heads blow up. I saw red faces, people jumping up and down, screaming, primal screaming, like they're out of their mind screaming. Why? I think it's because that's when the arrests start. Look, some of these big name people start getting arrested, and no, they're not going into the O.J. Simpson show trials. They're being sucked off into the night, off to these Atoll and Garcia Island and Gitmo Island, prison islands, probably never to be seen or heard from again. That will make them angry, furious, out of their mind angry. I saw protests taking place in the month of October intensify. Peaceful protesters and bystanders were forced to be even more violent by the evil people out there. That's a summarized. I saw the $100 bill like a flag on a flagpole burning in one corner, and 2/3 of it was burned as he heard the song Taps in the background. I saw churches, small groups, people kneeling and praying. Why? Because this prophecy is saying, brothers and sisters, in this month, October, this month, as in right now, here in the next few days, few weeks, what we're looking at is trouble in our nation like America has never seen in some 400 years of our existence. Angels around them, guarding them. They were a faithful core in the church that had not been compromised by their values and faith. They were encouraged to stay strong, stand strong, keep praying, and that's us, brothers and sisters. Look, we got to hear the call. They were relentless in their attacks against the Christians, but the Christians stayed faithful. They were in the heat of the battle. They were praying, fighting, wrestling in prayer. That's us. Who else is going to do it? Pre-tribbers? Don't count on it. People have been getting the candy and the sugar-coated messages. No, not going to happen. It's us, my brothers and sisters. If this is to be, it is up to me, right? As in you and I. Now let's go to November. I saw fires everywhere. Okay, this is in the next 30 days. This could happen. I saw fires everywhere. I saw people, and if this is not coming, how come the Lord told Leslie we need to do this again before the election? To me, that's saying we hadn't prayed enough. We are not done with our job, my brothers and sisters. We are not done. It's time to mount up the spiritual sword once again, and once again, pick up our shofars and go to war. I saw fires everywhere. This is November. I saw people being rounded up. Chinese, Russian soldiers on the ground. Russian soldiers telling Chinese soldiers, go here, go there, round these people up, secure this quadrant. I saw blue helmets. This is November. I saw people hiding in their homes and garages, churches, homes burned. I heard the words again, brace yourself, brace yourself, brace yourself. Now let's go to the next one. I saw the calendar month November. It was bent, torn, and dirty. I saw the finger circle November 3rd, that's the election day, continuously in a clockwise direction. It changed to, I just felt the anointing touch me. That's confirming what I'm telling you is true and what I'm about to tell you. And it changed directions to a counterclockwise direction, meaning that this is about to be the change. In other words, November the 3rd is the change from the devil winning to the Christians begin to win. But it's a battle, my brothers and sisters. We got to join the battle. There were cities on fire, headlines everywhere read, Trump's victory challenged. That's saying that A, Trump is going to be victorious, and it is a victory for the church. But there's a battle ahead. I'm calling you to the battle. I'm calling you to the battle of Halloween. Lord, provide the funds and the ways and the means for them to get there in Jesus' name. I saw people screaming, getting violent over the election results, firing weapons randomly into the crowd in all directions. I saw a person hold up a sign, the obvious winner is not so obvious, meaning a contested election. He held his head in shame, but the crowd was in a frenzy of hatred and hitting each other in wrath. I saw more big cities, wild firestorms, crumpled, burned out buildings, businesses, commercial real estate, headlines saying rebuilding would take time, and trust would take even longer. And government could not do it in a timely fashion. Then I saw a Treasury official wink in a sarcastic manner, almost as if he were looking into the camera on a live TV, big smile, open mouth, wink with the right eye, and held it closed. Meaning, this is for our good, my brothers and sisters, but it is only for our good if we fast once again and pray. I'm calling for a 12-hour fast this time. Saturday morning, shofars blow at 8. They blow again that evening at 8 to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Watchman'sTrumpet.com tells you all the details. Now let's go to August 24th. Again, we're talking about November. I saw shadows flickering. My opinion, that's the suitcase nukes going off. 8 different people confirm they're here. They are planning on setting them off. And if they don't go off, it's only because you and I prayed. I saw a light in the sky, a very large, bright light. Well, what's that? That's the suitcase nuke going off. Then darkness. Why darkness? Because the electrical grid goes down, because it knocks out all of the computer chips. I begin to make out through the dawns, haze, and fog. Dawns, haze, and fog. Why? Because it sends up this microfibers, these smaller than sand, this powder into the air. It just goes every place, all over the nation. Dawn's haze and fog, many Americans in emergency shelters. Dirty, gray ash everywhere. People huddled together, shivering, lying on cots, suitcases, desperate looks on people's faces. There were encouragers of the crowds, that's you and I, wearing crosses, stood out emotionally from everyone. They had hope, smiles on their faces, checking in people, trying to bring encouragement. I saw gas stations as if they'd just been walked away from. Why? Because there's no electricity to pump it out of the ground. None of the cars move because all of the computer chips are fried. Headlines read, shock and awe in the U.S. Shock and awe is associated with Americans invading Hussein back in, 1981, and that shock and awe, that says bombs. That says bombs went off. One also that read, UN steps in to help host nation. In other words, America is under such siege, we have to call for other forces outside of our nation to help. The white figure appeared and said, remain braced. As this calm comes before a gathering storm that recovery will have a hard time finding. Remain braced as this calm comes before a gathering storm that recovery will have a hard time finding. Why did it say it twice? It's saying this you can count on, my brothers and sisters. Also, why did it say as this calm comes before a gathering storm? It's saying that the suitcase nukes are not the end of the storm. Well, what did Dmitry get told? The fall of America will start with an internal revolution started by the communists. Some of the people will start fighting against the government. The government will be busy with internal problems. Then from the oceans, Russia, Cuba, Nicaragua, Central America, Mexico will attack and defeat America in one day. It's saying that attack Dmitry was told about is going to take place in what? November, December, January, somewhere in there. I'll read it again. Remain braced as this calm, the flickering, the suitcase nukes, that's the calm. This calm comes before a gathering storm. You mean it's worse? It's worse than suitcase nukes? Yeah. Russians attacking us all, but God is telling us, He's warning us, we can be like Nineveh. We can get a delay. We can get a softening, but we got to assemble, we got to pray, and it wasn't over in September. If you believe God spoke to Leslie, and let me tell you, 5,000 prophecies as her husband, I don't know of a one she's missed. Confirmed by me, confirmed by the anointing, confirmed by the other ministers, confirmed by Dana Coverstone. We got to do this. Halloween. Watchman'sTrumpet.com. Now let's go to December. Dare we go to December? August through December were boldly highlighted. I was seeing demonic sleeper cells throughout the country. I saw smoke rising from several outdoor funeral pyres all over the country. What's a funeral pyre? That's where they burn dead bodies. This is a picture in December of so many people dead in America, and because all of the caterpillars, the hole-digging devices, likewise don't start. So they can't bury the bodies. What do they have to do? They have to burn them. It's a picture of suitcase nukes having gone off in November and so many dead, they're burning the bodies. I'm telling you, we've got to pray, brothers and sisters. You think this is a joke? Now, you've been listening a while. You know this is not a joke. Smoke from several outdoor funeral pyres all over the country. Headlines read, sudden increase in nationwide suicide. Why? Because people think their world is gone. And the truth is, unless we pray, it's gone. I saw angry people, financial losses, forced evictions, job loss, depression spikes, drug overdoses, rampant increases in abuse, emotional, sexual, physical in the light of the continued COVID-19 lockdowns. I clearly saw post office shutdowns, greater violence in the streets. Now let's jump to the next one. No, it's not over. I saw December. The finger underlined slowly and pushed forcefully under the name December, flipped it over to January, then underlined it just as slow in pushing. Vision started once again. The vision I saw was long food lines. People waiting for what seemed like hours, standing in line. No cars. Why? Because suitcase nukes burned all of the computer chips. Not in cars. I saw this throughout the nation, as in nobody escapes. I saw ships in ports, both east and west coast, sitting idle. There was nothing moving at sea. In other words, the whole world is stunned, just like Dmitri was told. All the world will be terrified. I saw a headline that said Baltic Dry Index is dead. The Baltic Dry Index predates the United States of America. It is a measurement of overseas goods moving across the pond, moving across the ocean. So when the Baltic Dry Index is dead, that means nobody is doing any trading around the globe. You know what that means? That means within a month or two of this happening, nobody has a job. So in case you're saying, well, I don't have the money, I can't get off. Look it, we do this or we don't have a nation. We do this or it's all over. I didn't say that. Coverstone said that. Now let's go to February. Thankfully, there was nothing written about February. However, this was and this is the good news out of all of this. This is March. He says, then I saw this big billboard saying, Passover 2021. Big things are coming for the world. Big things are coming for the world. Then the white figure appeared again and said, do not stop bracing, for the storm will not pass until I stop the storm. So brace yourselves, and do not look back. Now, what is this saying? Well, Passover 2021, in my opinion, is the stopping of the curses and the starting of the blessing. As you recall, Passover night, they had to put the blood on the doorpost, and the death angel passed over, and that night, those people that weren't washed in the blood, the firstborn, died. It's a picture of Pharaoh and sinful Egypt being put down. And then, of course, the Pharaoh called in Moses, said, pack your bags and get out now. So Moses sent his people out and gathered gold, silver, and raiment in great abundance and spoiled the Egyptians. It's a picture of the wealth of the wicked being laid up and turned over to the just like Proverbs 13:22 says. I believe it's saying that Passover 2021 is the new quantum financial system that finalwakeupcall.info talks about. It's a new quantum system, a new quantum computer that they cannot hack, and it's going around the evil international bankers, the Khazarian mafia, the deep state. These people that set off the suitcase nukes are at least going to try to. That is, if we don't pray them away, and we're going to pray them away, but we can't guarantee that yet. Our job is not done. It is a picture of the Pharaoh telling Moses to leave. As you recall, Moses and the children of Israel threw the kneading troughs, which is a picture of sin, on their shoulder. They didn't have any leaven, and then for 3 days they left, and they walked down to the Red Sea. Then on first fruits, Red Sea was parted, and at that time, it's a picture of dying to self. It's a picture of leaving sin and going to the promised land. So, Passover represents a change from the old, or going clockwise, to changing to counterclockwise. It's a changing of the guard from the international bankers that are evil, these Moloch and Baal worshipers that believe in human sacrifice, child sacrifice, sex trafficking, drinking people's blood, filth that we Christians don't even like to talk about. But it's a picture of our victory. But brothers and sisters, now look, I can talk straight to you. You can't sit there and say, oh, well, we prayed enough. No, not when the prophet, confirmed by several other prophets, said it's not over. Yes, I know Coverstone said we would stand victoriously by the end of September, and I believe to a certain degree we are standing victoriously, but he's spoken to several people. It's not over. It's not over. Our job as prayer warriors is, look, if we still want this to come to pass, if we want this big blessing, then it's not done. Now, next thing is Passover says it's a financial turnaround. You remember that Shane Warren said that there's a wealth transfer coming. Coverstone said there's a wealth transfer. Maurice Sklar says there are several other prophets that said there's Neville Johnson out of Australia, wealth transfer, a new world. So right now, brothers and sisters, we are either going left, going down to Biden, we're going into sin, we're going into conflict, we're going into captivity, we're going into the destruction of our nation, or we can fast another time and pray, and we're going to turn around and we're going to stop this evil. I believe we can pray away these suitcase nukes. I mean, that's the whole reason we were told this. but man, we can't quit. Passover 2021 is March 27th. Now, the next part says big things are coming for the world, big things are coming for the world. Well, I believe that's Jeremiah 16:19 through 21, which says, O Lord, my strength, and my refuge, and my fortress, in the day of affliction. Day of affliction is the last days, the end times. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit, and have made unto themselves gods that are not gods. Therefore, this once I will cause them to know. I will cause them to know my hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is Jehovah, meaning the great revival. There's a big releasing of finances coming, I believe, on Passover 2021. I don't have a thus saith the Lord. That's my guess. That's my interpretation. And also there's a great move of the Spirit. We've been talking about it now for several years coming. A great move of the Spirit. We're about to see miracles like no one has seen, going all the way back to Adam and Eve. Like the four angels that visited the son to our Salvador. He says, even we, the angels, have never seen the kind of miracles that are about to hit the earth. It's not just America. It's not just Prophecy Club. It's around the globe. But if we don't want this trouble coming to our nation, one more time, just before the election, look, on the Devil's Night, on Halloween, 3 days before the most important election in history, you and I tell you what we're going to be doing. You and I, we're going to be fasting 12 more hours, 8 to 8. That's not bad. 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening. We're going to bring our shofars. If you weren't in that room when those 450 some odd people blew their shofar, you missed a treat. We're going to blow our shofars. Why? Because that is a declaration of war. See, the devil has declared war on this nation. We got to declare war right back. We're going to blow that trumpet. We're going to blow it 7 times. We're going to blow it in unison, and we're going to declare victory in this nation, and then we're going to pray. We're going to have praise worship 30 minutes morning and evening. We're going to have open 5-minute microphones, and we're going to pray. Just like we did 48 straight hours. You should have seen that microphone all night long, somebody else stepping up. We didn't let that microphone fall silent one time. 48 straight hours fasting and prayer, and we're going to do it again. 12 hours. Solemn October Assembly. Go to watchmanstrumpet.com. All the details are there. Watchmanstrumpet.com. One more time, my brothers and sisters, I'm calling you. If you didn't go, you got to come to this one. But if you went, your nation needs you. Your nation needs you. I need you. Your family needs you. Your people that won't hear none of this Bible prophecy stuff, this end of the world stuff, they drop the window shade, they turn the subject. You're some kind of a weirdo wacko looking. You got to come and save their life. You got to save the life of our nation. That's what this is. This is saving America, my brothers and sisters. Watchmanstrumpet.com. Lord, provide the days off, the finances, get them coming. We got to do this one more time. We got to do it one more time. Watchmanstrumpet.com. Watchmanstrumpet.com. Passover 2021, March 27th. Big things are coming for the world. I believe that that is a financial release. I believe that that is a spiritual release. We're coming from the time of cursing to the time of blessing, but only if we pray. Big things are coming for the world. Big things are coming for the world. Then it says, don't stop bracing, for the storm will not pass until I stop the storm. Well, what that's indirectly saying is the storm is going to stop on Passover 2021, if, that's March 27th, if, one more time, we're going to pick up our shofars. One more time, we're going to get in our cars. We're going to fly. God's going to provide the money. One more time, we're going to walk in with our prayer pillows. We're going to walk in with our water bottles, and we're going to war. One more time, my brothers and sisters, we can do it. One more time, I'm asking you to pick up your swords. Oh, not metal swords. I'm talking about the swords that are really powerful, the spiritual swords. I'm going to ask you to send out ministering, protecting, guardian angels. Yeah. But we're going to be sending out the warrior angels. I saw people pray like they've never prayed in their life. They've never prayed like that before. Watchmanstrumpet.com. 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 Watchman'sTrumpet.com. One more time, Watchman'sTrumpet.com. I need you. Your nation needs you. Your family needs you. Most people don't understand. But you that understand, you that have been called to be a part of the army, the prophecy teachers working miracles, I'm calling you. Halloween, October 31, 2020, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Bring your shofars. Watchman'sTrumpet.com. When a nuclear device goes off, it produces an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse, and it fries every computer chip unless they're protected. The good news is EMPShield.com has devices a military testing facility says are 100% accurate to protect against EMP, solar flares, lightning, power surges backed by a 10-year warranty and a $25,000 insurance policy. And they come with simple installation instructions for home, vehicles, RV, and electric generators. You can have electricity in a blackout. EMPShield.com. Use the promo code PROPHECY for a $50 gift card. This helps Prophecy Club. That's EMPShield.com. Promo code PROPHECY for a $50 gift card. EMPShield.com. EMPShield.com. CornerstoneAssetMetals.com is owned by a prophecy student who reads his King James Bible and supports Prophecy Club. Call CornerstoneAssetMetals.com for gold, silver, palladium, rhodium bars, or coins that can help you roll over your IRA, 401k. So tell CornerstoneAssetMetals.com Prophecy Club sent you. When a nuclear device is detonated, the wind blows the dust settling on everything around you. Then you breathe, eat, or absorb radioactive iodine, which then kills your thyroid and kills you. A simple fix is to immediately take potassium iodate pills, which flood your thyroid with good iodine, keeping the radioactive iodine out. You need 1 bottle per person per exposure for everyone from infant to adult. 10 bottles available for a gift of $225 or $25 per bottle at prophecyclub.com. Shelf life from 5 to 8 years, potentially more if you refrigerate or freeze it. That's prophecyclub.com, potassium iodate pills. I also just learned that Heaven's Harvest has more food in stock. That's right, freeze-dried, the coveted freeze-dried food in stock at heavensharvest.com. And if you put the promo code in STAN, it helps your Prophecy Club, and it also gets you a packet of heirloom seeds free. heavensharvest.com. Promo code STAN, S-T-A-N, heavensharvest.com, STAN. In 2017, I memorized the book of Revelation. I was shown a secret door linking the feasts to the prophecies of Revelation. For the first time, the book of Revelation can be put in correct chronological order. You can understand Bible prophecy. We offer them in shrink-wrap sets of 5. 1 for 20, but don't do that. 5 for 35 or 10 for 60. What is the most important information to every beating heart on the globe? After accept Jesus, it would be don't take the mark of the beast. Those taking the mark of the beast do not get soul death, but are tormented in the lake of fire and brimstone for eternity. How do you tell them? Give them miss the mark. We offer them in shrink-wrap sets of 10. 1 for 20, 10 for 30, and 20 for 50 at prophecyclub.com. Over the past 32 years, I've collected the best 101 prophecies from Dimitri Duduman, Michael Boldea, Leslie Johnson, Henry Gruber, Shane Warren, Terry Bennett, Maria Sklar, Augusto Perez, Doug Metzger, and more. It's called God's Warnings for America. We offer them in shrink-wrap sets of 5. 1 for 20, but don't do that. 5 for 35 or 10 for 60. My new book is called Tribulation Secrets in Daniel because that's what it does. It shows you the part of Daniel you need to know, being you're about to be a tribulation saint and will desperately need to know and understand about the last days you live in. We offer them in shrink-wrap sets of 10. 1 for 20, 10 for 30, and 20 for 50 at prophecyclub.com.